You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk a little bit about the NFL. In case you do not know, in case you've been living underneath a rock, well, there are 2 NFL games tomorrow on the schedule, and they will be shown on Netflix. Now, you guys know I've been very vocal. I'm about the most supportive person in the history of the planet when it comes to making your money and capitalism. But I'm also been very vocal about the fact that I think events like this, plain and simple, should be on over-the-air free antenna television. It's just to the point where I'm like, these streaming services are bullshit. I mean, let's be honest. They were all sold out to everybody as the big replacement of satellite and cable bills. And now it's as expensive as any satellite and cable bill. And there's like 9,000 services, so yeah, kind of fed up with it, really and truly. Well, after the Tyson Jake Paul fiasco, and I'm talking about the actual streaming side or buffering side or the quality side or the even being able to watch it side, a lot of people are wondering what is going to happen tomorrow, all right? In other words, the NFL has a potential disastrous situation steaming down the pipeline, and they may not know what to do. Now, it's very possible, and this is something that's touched on in this article, that because this is a CBS event, and what I mean by that is CBS is the one that's producing the games. There's some names involved in this that are involved with CBS and others, but especially like some of the commentators, Noah Eagle, Ian Eagle, right, are involved. Drew Brees. Drew Brees makes his triumphant comeback to something, I guess. And Manti Te'o, we've got a catfishing sighting for the pregame show. I think J.J. Watt, everybody's favorite announcer, Greg Olson, I still don't get that, but he's going to be involved. And RG3 is involved in this. And, well, if you need somebody that's going to make you want to puke in a bucket, Mina Kimes is involved in this. So I won't be consuming a pregame show solely because she's involved. The worst NFL analyst in the history of everything? Can you put a social justice spin or a cultural spin on sacks? Well, she'll figure out a way. On QBR, she'll figure out a way. So get ready for that. It's Netflix, so here we are. There may be a backup plan here. And the other thing we're going to talk about, and this Florio did the article, look, everybody thought the college football playoffs was about to really put one on the NFL in the ratings. Well, it didn't. The NFL still beat the shit out of college football, showing they're still the big bully on the block. Now, a lot of that's got to do with, the lopsided nature of the games, I'm sure, maybe. But I got to be honest with you. I understand what Kirk Herbstreit is saying. At least from a entertainment and television standpoint, I'm sorry. I would have rather seen a 3-loss SEC team in the college football play. I would have. Because I know they're battle-tested. And do I think Alabama gets run out the building like a couple of these teams did? No, I don't believe they do. Do I think Alabama or even Ole Miss could have beat Notre Dame? Yep, I think it's very possible. Could they have beat Penn State? Yep, I think it's possible. Now, whether or not they could have beat Ohio State, I don't know. But I think that influenced the ratings, and we'll get there because I think a lot of people thought college football was about to put one on the NFL, and nah, it didn't happen. On Wednesday, Netflix will stream NFL games for the first time ever, only weeks after a disastrous for many experience with the streaming of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. From outages to glitches to video that was often far from crisp and clear, the NFL and Netflix can't afford a repeat on Christmas Day. In the aftermath of a dry run that was all wet, we suggested the NFL have an emergency option that would divert the games to a network partner. With CBS producing the games for Netflix, it would make sense to send the signal to CBS if and when trouble arises for Netflix. So, PFT, Pro Football Talk, asked the NFL, are there any contingencies plans in place in the event Netflix has technical issues? Again, there is a world where this is the sports story tomorrow. If this blows up in the face of Netflix and the NFL. By the way, Netflix paid $150 million for 2 games. Here's the response from the league. We will be prepared, and we are looking forward to a great day. So there's no acknowledgement that they're ready to send a signal to a traditional TV network. Boy, that would be extremely embarrassing. And both of these are solid games. Chiefs and Steelers just got a lot more interesting because George Pickens is going to play in this game. Ravens, Texans, going to be interesting because it's a rematch of a playoff game from last year. So they're big games that are on the board. What are they going to do if it blows up in everybody's face tomorrow? Because that was the big story that came out of Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. It wasn't the fight. It was the technical issues. That was a massive story that came out of that. And everybody immediately turned their heads straight at Roger Goodell in the NFL because, you have set it up now. We've seen a sporting event, a big one, now on Netflix, and it did not go well. The other group that's going to be watching very closely tomorrow, the WWE, because Raw is moving there January 6th to Netflix every week. Now, ESPN's pair of primetime broadcasts, this is college football playoffs, that Ohio State-Tennessee game, which I thought was going to be a good game, 14.3 million viewers. Notre Dame, Indiana, 13.4 million viewers. Clemson, Texas, 8.6. It was kind of a competitive game, but even that's a little, I don't know that it was that close. And Penn State, SMU, I watched it. It was a rough watch. 6.4 million. That was the total viewership. All right? This is what is interesting. No game topped the audience of 16.6 million for the Georgia-Texas SEC championship game. Yikes. All right? So, I got to tell you, it's going to be rough if they put these lesser, no offense to these colleges, but Indiana, SMU, etc., if they keep putting them colleges in, they're going to draw shitty ratings. That's all there is to it. They're not going to draw big ratings. And they paid, let's be honest, for a television show. All right? So it's going to be interesting because this was the Texans Chiefs, 15.5 million viewers on NBC. Largely at the same time as SMU Penn State. So it destroyed that game by nearly 10 million viewers. Fox got 15.4 million up against Clemson and Texas. So a 7 million viewer difference. Now, obviously, it was a lot closer for those later games, but Notre Dame, Indiana was up against nobody. Nobody. So no matter how you slice it, even if you compare it, and look, I thought I'm going to be honest, I thought Ohio State and Tennessee would draw a big rating. I thought it would draw bigger than a 14.3 million rating, and it didn't. It just didn't. There was a lot of anticipation for that game. A lot of people thought Tennessee could win it. They didn't, and it wasn't close, but anyway, no matter how you slice it, the NFL dominated that. I still cannot believe that the NFL can find the justification between streaming versus over-the-air antenna games. Because even though Amazon's ratings have been good, real good, they were real good this season. They've been good for Thursday Night Football. It's nothing like putting a game on Fox or CBS. They might draw 13 million, on Amazon, and they could draw 18 to 25 to 30 on one of these big networks. But somehow, some way, it's because the streaming services are willing to pay up to get the NFL on their streaming service. So they're just willing to overpay. And what sucks is, and people, I'm not sure people do realize this. There are a lot of people that actually don't have Rokus, Amazon Fire Sticks. You'd be shocked. A lot of people don't have that stuff. That still want to be able to sit down, turn the television on to NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox and be able to watch a football game. It drives me nuts. And this putting playoff games on streaming services, that's really shit. My dad used to say, that's just shitty. That's shitty. I don't know how else you want to put it. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.